Okay, this is our cover. Now we want to cover the cover for a better look. Just get rid of all the things I don't need at the moment. Where's my fabric? Here's my fabric. So I have this really, really beautiful upholstery fabric with this sewing theme. So this is the inside, which is really beautiful too. So I will use this. So let's see. Oopsala. Try not to damage too much. I cannot fit this into screen, but I'm just searching for a piece which could fit without cutting off too much. So you need a bit more fabric to let this overlap. Just thought this edge would be okay. Maybe it's a bit, no, it's a bit too short for me. I want more of this, maybe in this direction. This would be a good thing. Okay, this direction is good. Fabric scissors. I will get rid of this piece in a moment. First of all, I want to cut here. It's the easiest thing to use one big piece of fabric. Of course, you can use scrapbooking papers as well. I don't like scrapbooking papers for the creases. The creases? Folds? So when you fold it over, the scrapbooking paper can rip here. Maybe it depends on the scrapbooking paper you use. I have a few scrapbooking papers that are not this expensive, but really, really beautiful. I don't know if the more expensive ones are a bit better quality for this things. I don't know, but I love to use fabric. Sometimes I use scrapbooking paper and then I put on a piece of fabric onto here, for example, so on the outside onto here, so like I did with the oh, I'm not in frame, sorry, like I did with the masking tape. But I want to use this fabric. Okay, this is a bit too much. Just thought if I want to have kind of a flap or something like this. No, I don't want to. I will just cut this off to the size which is fine for me. I think this would be enough. So let overhang something between 2 and 3 centimeters. Maybe this is a bit more. I don't know. I just eyeball it. This is a bit of a thicker fabric. So with a thinner fabric, maybe it would be enough to have only this little bit. But it would stay in place with this glue and then some of these clips. But I have enough of this fabric. So I can do this just like this, and this is so thick that it will cover up the whole thing. So these are different colors, different structures, but this fabric will cover it up anyway. It will cover up anything. So oops, just sit down. So I sit down. So let's see, where do we start? I want this to be on my outside. I just thought if I want to glue it all on the outside, it is not necessary. I think I will just, no, this is empty. I will just use some glue. I have this Scotch permanent glue stick, which was Scotch Create glue stick before, and I thought I bought Scotch Create glue stick, but then I got this and I asked the seller, and he told me, he, she, it, I don't know, the seller told me that okay, some hairs. So the seller told me that this is the same brand, the same ingredients, and it has the same, in German it's Eigenschaften. I don't know the word, but anyway, so this holds lightweight fabric in place. This is a really thick fabric. I don't think it will hold it in place, but I will just put down a bit of glue, not right to the edges. It is not necessary, just a little bit. So that the fabric stays in place a bit better, just because it gives me a good feeling of security, but it is not necessary to glue the fabric down. And if I wanted it to be glued down on this, on the front outside cover, I would use my fabric tack glue. When you have a thinner fabric, the fabric tack glue could seep through, so then I would put on some glue lines and then use my finger or maybe a brush, but I use my finger and smoosh it out a bit. but I think for this it is not necessary. So let's turn this over, put it down somewhere into the middle. Okay, this looks good. Smooth it out. This is not a really directional fabric. It is directional in this in this directions and in this directions, but as you can see here, you have this thread. It is in this direction. The scissors is in this direction. The scissors too, but these pliers are in this direction, and this scissors too. So I don't mind. I don't mind putting it on this way or this. So let's just search for the creases. I'm just feeling the creases, and I go in with my bone folder to put the fabric a bit more into the creases. So this is our cover so far. Okay, looks really good. Okay, this will not stay in place really well, but I think it will hold it a bit more in place. It's just for my mental, I don't know, so that I have the feeling it is staying in place. I think this is way too much fabric. I did not decide what I want to use for covering up the inside. So this will get a bit bulky. You can cut off the edges like this, or at an angle like this. So not 90 degree, but I don't know, 45 degrees, something like this, maybe a bit more. I don't like to do it because my edges keep falling out, to say so. So I do it this way. I will just go with the flow. I'm thinking way too much. Okay, just put on a bit of glue onto the edge. Oops. Because this is a really thick fabric, I don't ran into issues with glue seepage, so I want not smoosh it out because it's not necessary. We will see if this will keep itself in place on its own. If not, I have to get some clips. Okay, I think this will work out. Just work your way with your bone folder. Don't know. I will get some sewing clips. I have some over here, just because of the thickness of this fabric. Oops. So just to hold it in place for a little while it's drying. So go on with your glue. Try to attach it right to the end, right to the edge, or edges, not only this edge, but this edges. Okay, bone folder and sewing clips. Okay, oops, turn around and repeat. Third edge. We are on the third edge right now. I'm so excited if this will work out like I envisioned it, but we will find out together. I don't know how many parts this video will have, because I can film something like between 30 and 60 minutes, and I think a video over 60 minutes would be not so not important, interesting, maybe, I don't know. I think it depends on the kind of video, of course, but I want to create a little series with some shorter videos, and I don't think that we will get ready with this book in between 30 to 60 minutes, but we will see. So maybe I will put this into a few video uploads. I will decide later. So I have the signatures ready already. So it is not the big thing. They were, I think I told you, they were in another, so this is why they already have 3 holes for the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. They were in another really not hardcover, softcover, really softcover, really flimsy cover. I tried out, but I did not like it so much, so this is why I wanted to redo it. So I turn it over again because these two sides are a bit dried now. Fabric-Fix or Fabri-Tac glue dries really, really quick. Okay, now we need some glue. You can put it onto the fabric or onto the inside. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I do that. It just depends on my mood. So this time I will put it onto my fabric. It's not so visible, but a bit. I don't know if the camera shows it. I can see it a bit because of the reflection of the light. So try to get the edge. Okay. And recap this. Glue. Then pull it over like this. And I need my clips right now. As you can see, because the fabric is so thick, it will not stay in place by its own. So I like to start in the middle so that I can work my way to the edges. This glue dries very fast, not within a few seconds, but within, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, I would say. It's really, really dry, not dried out perfectly, but you have a moment to work, but you have to give it a bit of speed. Anyway, so maybe one more here, just because. Okay, this looks good. It's not important if you begin with the long side or with the short side, or if you do the long side, the other long side, then the shorter sides, or the other way around, or you do around this. It really doesn't matter. You just do what you like, what you feel. It will look the same at the end. So let's repeat the step for the first side. A bit more glue, I think. It's really difficult to see, oops, how much glue I applied. And recap. So now the thing with the edges, they will be a bit thicker because of the thickness of the fabric, but I already worked with this fabric and I think it worked out really well. I think, I don't know, I worked 2 times with this fabric. If you are a long time viewer of my channel, welcome back. If you are new, welcome, of course. Maybe you can remember, or maybe you remember that I worked with this fabric before. I did a really, really thick, so like I think 8 centimeters spine cover to store the letters from my pen pal. And I did how do you call it, notebook with only one signature, no spine, so something like here, the way I did here, and used this fabric. And I think it worked out really fine. Oh, let's see, no glue over here. I just have to watch out because I have some glue on my craft mat and it's already drying. Oh, where are my baby wipes? Here they are. Baby wipes are in reach. This is really, really good. Just wipe this off because we don't want some glue on the outside. We can cover this, it is no big deal, but if I can manage to avoid this, I will. Okay. I really try very hard to keep my craft mat clean. Not perfectly clean, of course, because it's a craft mat, but I for myself, I don't mind if others have it this way, but I for myself don't like to have this color blobs everywhere and something like this, and glue, and I don't mind. I don't like this. Okay, let's go on. Third side, just a bit more glue over here. Ooh, slipping out. Okay. Some glue right here onto the edges so that they will stay in place really good. And some glue onto here. Okay, this looks good. some more glue over here. Okay, oopsala. I think I'm out of frame. Maybe I'm sitting so I cannot see what I film, but maybe. But I think you know what the next step is. Just putting this on like this. And I did this with faux leather. So the thing with faux leather is when you use these clips which have this two little, or this, yeah, in this case it's two little teeth. They will leave some marks. They will not leave some marks in this fabric because of the kind of structure. But when I used the faux leather and I had left some marks, I put in some holes with my awl, and then I sawed around the edges so that you were not able to see the marks in the end. But it looked really, really good. So maybe a few other sewing clips would be good. Maybe, oops. Okay, maybe something like this, but I think this would leave some marks too. I don't know. For me, it was fine. It's a junk journal. All the things I create are junk journals, so they don't have to be perfect. For me, I think it adds to the flair when there is something not perfect. So get rid of these little strings here. Okay, and repeat for the last time. For this cover, and then we can cover the inside with something I did not decide yet. Usually I use fabric for the inside as well as for the outside, just because I have many fabrics and I like the look of it, and it's so easy to work with it. And this fabric glues fabric and paper onto each other, so fabric to fabric, paper to paper, paper to fabric, really, really well. What I did before, and what I liked really much too, so this would be an option maybe, was covering the cover as a base with fabric, and then I put on only panels of a scrapbooking paper, so that I did not run into the issues with the folds, but I could use some scrapbooking paper as well. So this I like really much too, so maybe I will do something like this, but I will search for some material out of camera or without the camera, because it's not this interesting. I think they have to go through my stash, and I cannot film showing you how I go to my stash because I need both hands. I don't know how to set the camera, but I think it's not this important. And no, I already kept saying this important. This interesting how a crafter is going through its stash. I will just show you what I got. I'm just thinking about this edge. Okay, I will leave it be this way. Just trying not to be too perfect. So this is really therapeutical for me, because sometimes my head tells me you have to be perfect, but I don't want to be perfect. So this is really perfect for me as a therapeutical thing. So this is our cover so far. Oh yes, I love it. Looks really, really good. Maybe I will put on something onto here. I have many journaling cards. Oh, I forgot a step. Ha ha ha. This is other piece of cardstock I wanted to use. Okay, get rid of this. So now the back is a bit maybe this is a good mistake. The back is a bit so you say thinner, so I think thinner. It's not as thick as this, so you have a little more space over here. Maybe it's 1 millimeter or 2, something like this. It's not really thick, but maybe this is good because we want to fold this in and we don't have a huge amount of spine. So I think this is a mistake, which works out really, really well for us. Of course, you could use the same fabric for the inside, but I don't want to. I think maybe I will use my ink pad later to ink the edges a bit to make them stand out a bit more. I did this before, but for now I have to search for some inside covers. Okay, I'm back, found something. I will just use some jeans because it's really thick. I have this really good amount of jeans. I think it's ripped somewhere. The zipper or something is ripped, so I got this as a present for crafting. So I will just cut off a good amount. This is the perfect width. Oops, so I will cut off a bit of the leg. This will cover this up perfectly. But it will get really, really thick. Okay, anyway, I will do this. Not overthinking, we said, right? Right. Okay. I love to work with jeans. I have so many jeans that I thought I could create some not pockets, suitcase, crossbag, something like a crossbag maybe, or a handbag, something like this, one day. But I'm so much into junk journal creating that I did not do this yet, but I keep every little part of jeans, so nearly. I did throw away this this sawn edge because it's so thick. I don't know what to do with it. I have left all the back pockets. I want to do a project with them someday. So let's see. I need this part. So the back of the leg. So I try to cut really, really near to this sewing line, so that I have a huge amount of fabric left. Let's see. Sometimes it's a bit tricky. Okay, maybe I will turn this around. I think this will be a bit easier then. Hopefully. So that I can see where I have to cut. Okay. This looks good. So let's just cut this off. Part 1. And part 2. Yes, this is the right thing. Okay, and of course we will keep this. Perfect. Okay, I have to stand up. This is too big. I cut off too much, which is really good, because better too much than too less, to say so. So I will just eyeball and cut a bit here and there. For me, it's no big deal if it's not perfectly straight. I don't have the aim to have it perfectly straightened up. I will keep this, I think, for some fabric ruffles. We will see. I think I can cut off a bit more. Yes, I can cut off more. So I will cut off this. Of course, you could cover the inside with any other fabric, or you could cover it with a few, let's say a fabric here, fabric here, fabric here, and then attach something over here. But I like to have a huge amount of fabric, so one piece for this project. Okay, this is a bit too wide over here, just a tiny little bit. So I want to leave some space over here, maybe something like 3 to 5 millimeters again. Let's try to cut this a bit more straight. Cut it straight by eyeballing. You can use this rotary cutter thing. I don't have one, and I don't want one, to be honest. So this is okay for me, and then I have to cut this something like over here. Maybe I can do it this way. Let's try this out. Why not? this is a good thing to keep for decorations, for journaling cards, even for fabric ruffles. Okay, let's get rid of all these clips. We don't need them anymore. The glue is dried out. Wow, I used a good amount of clips. Okay, last one. Whoop, whoop. Let's see, this looks good. Maybe a tiny bit, I can cut off a tiny bit over here. Oh yes, I see it better from this side. I think this is the thing I want to cut off. Okay, next step will be gluing in this fabric. Just double check. I think this looks good. I just wanted to check if I can close it. And if it is not hanging over here too much, maybe sometimes it can, if it is too much to the edge, then it can hang over a bit. So if you want to attach a closure, this would be the perfect stage, because you can hide the closure. I already filmed 48 minutes. I just thought, do I want to attach a closure or do I not want to attach a closure? I think I want to, but this video is really long, and as I said before, I will put it into a few sections. I think maybe I will put, maybe this is part 2 already. I will decide later, but now I have to clear my phone because my memory card is full or nearly full. I can only film a few more minutes, and so I can make a short pause for me and overthink if I want to if I want to add a closure. I think so, but I will think about it. So stay tuned for the next part. Bye.